Welcome to your magic moon message. This is the peace stealer. The moon is in Aries and the sun is in Aquarius. As of now, the moon is making a 60-degree angle to the sun, enacting the third stage of activation. Relative to the 0-degree moon in Aqua activation, which activated this new cycle of supernatural energy, as well as this Pluto Aqua transit for 20 years. Mercury, that has also joined the party, has linked our conscious awareness with the sun and our brains processing with Mercury in order to not only, come into the awareness and understanding of what to know moving forward and how we are actively activating and integrating this knowledge, but the moon going into Pisces has now helped us understand how to apply this new knowledge so that we can imagine what and how all the possibilities with Saturn can work together and collectively to not only see this through, but to guide your intentions and awareness through this. So, of course, now that the moon in Pisces has not only helped us understand unseen and metaphysical influences and mechanics that shape our imagination and our beliefs, we're applying that shift of perspective through Aries into a raw and authentic understanding of who we feel we are. This updates every 28 days, but relative to now this new knowledge, this higher knowledge of yourself, this is going to now align with this more authentic understanding of how to apply this shift in perspective through your beliefs to believing yourself. All right, everything you believed you are relative to how your beliefs have shifted, you're now feeling who you are in applying these beliefs. And given that this is the third stage of activation, 60 to 90 degrees before we begin to integrate and the seeds we're planting now break through the ground, this is definitely going to influence how fiery and even somewhat passionately you direct this understanding and you match this authenticity with the uniqueness of the supernatural cycle. All right, with that out the way, we do have, like I mentioned before, the moon that is about 13 degrees. I would say actually as of now, I think it's actually reached 14. Okay, it's still about to enter 14 in about another 5 minutes. So as this will reach 14, the activation from 60 to 90 degrees is a blossoming effect that will now take what we activated or initialized in Aquarius and manifested in Pisces so that we can blossom this authentic understanding of who we feel we are and how that matches this higher knowledge, this advanced knowledge, this supernatural with Pluto awakening of knowledge. Of course, the sextiles to the moon and Mercury and the sun will draw from this quality of knowledge that will direct through your imagination who you feel you are and how you and the authentic understanding of who you are expresses what you know. And so you need to take the last 5 days into perspective because this is drawing out what has been activated since then, right? Since this past week. Of course, we did cross the nodes as it left Pisces, but now that we're at this crucial point midway through the moon in Aries, not only has it drawn from that quality of knowledge relative to what was activated 2 moon transits ago, but now in the closing sextile to Gemini, drawing from that quality of knowledge, it's also making a closing sextile to Jupiter and Gemini, which is also going to take this understanding that you are simultaneously activating from Aquarius, but now also completing from the last 3 weeks ago when Jupiter was on the moon in Gemini. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this is simultaneously and now extending this authentic understanding of who you are and how that aligns to what you know. You're going to take this feeling of who you are, and that's going to empower this expansion and evolution of your vocabulary. So Aquarius is the quality of what you know, and Gemini is what to say, right? You can know a lot, but you don't have the gift of gab in Gemini, which actually, if you've ever met an Aquarius with no Gemini or Libra, like they're just aliens. Like they know a lot until it's time to actually communicate, but they didn't really download the language pack of the civilization they invaded or like landed on. So like they just sound weird. AF, like they don't sound like they're from here. Then of course, you have like, Gemini, but maybe they don't have like strong Aquarius or relevant Aquarius and Libra, and they can say a lot, but maybe the quality of knowledge just isn't there, right? And Libra would really speak more to the socialization process and bridging the ideas in Gemini to lead back to the knowledge of what has been bridged. But that being said, we have both of these here, the knowledge of what to say and what to say. Okay. So in between with Aries is the cardinal direction of this mutable perspective in Gemini and the quality of Aquarius meeting in the direction of individual authenticity. So that feeling who we are is that midpoint that emboldens more what we say coming from this more authentic place. So it's expanding what to say, but now in understanding how authentic to feel about what you're saying, it injects that right amount of passion, which we know is also activating this new moon Aquarius cycle. So don't sleep on this double sextile. Very invigorating, especially the proximity to Chiron, which will purposefully, examine and understand ego triggers. It's okay to kind of feel a little bit frustrated, passionate, excited. This is just fire that you are feeling. Okay. Don't necessarily, once again, be misled. What can actually feel like a sense of frustration is actually just that fire, that no nonsense Aries moon fire, that, you individually, like everyone else, is feeling. So really listen to what Chiron, will be communicating through this, especially given that Mars is retrograded exactly square Chiron again, as the moon squares Mars. This will now challenge how sincerely you feel about your desires and you feel about what actions to take now that the moon in Aries is completing the previous moon Mars cycle 3 weeks ago. In that understanding how you feel about what you want to do by now feeling who you are, because that's what's going to correct. Now that you are activating this authentic feeling, you're going to be challenged to align what you feel you want to do with this update of how authentic you feel you are, connected to everything you are awakening as far as what you know. All right. And this is going to prepare us for the moon in Taurus in a couple of days. That will now apply this cardinal direction to strengthen the value and physiological senses of this raw activation. Of course, by then, the moon will accordingly be integrating the previously activated cycle. If we look into tomorrow, the moon will be leaving Aries. Yeah, we will have the semi-sextile to Pisces, which will really just speak more to the nature of our subconscious and imagination, and how indirectly or subtly we are affected by our own beliefs. But mainly, it will also be bringing to a peak this authentic understanding before the moon goes into Taurus and immediately squares Pluto. You will be feeling the light quality of the square, albeit unlike before where we had Pluto at the end of Capricorn, which made every moon in Aries a very, every end of moon in Aries, Cancer, Libra very relevant. Now we're going to have the beginning of Taurus, which will be more of a different quality of, value and fixedness versus a action oriented, forward moving nature or state. And the opposition to Lilith and Libra can spice things up. Just make sure people's intentions are in the right place so you're not getting thoroughly finessed. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So in a nutshell, you are going to be feeling more like yourself. This is somewhat similar to a new moon Aries, where you're activating this brand new awareness and understanding of what direction you wish to carve your individuality and shape your character with this activation of authenticity. Except with this Sun in Aquarius, now you are directly aware of knowing how you feel and what you feel about who you are. We also want to keep in mind that this moon in Aries and this Aquarius season is a completion of what we activated in Aries season. All right, especially, regardless of northern or southern hemisphere, the Aries season, which has activated this new direction with the eclipse that we had Aries season, we are completing that. Aquarius and Pisces is going to close that out, and then we're going to start again in Aries. So please also remember that during this Aquarius phase, everything you're coming into a knowledge of, where you belong, with who you belong, is completing all the actions you've taken and unlocked since March, April. Okay? This is going to really harp more into powerful conviction around everything that's already been revealed since last year and strengthen that conviction as the moon goes into Taurus. So, look forward to great revelations, and this will help you understand what actions to take towards others relative to their inability or ability to actually recognize who you are, and to shape your communication relative to those who know you as you are versus those who are committed to, knowing anything else or pretending like they know. So you stay blessed as always, and until next time.